Welcome to the latest episode of Platform Podcast. Today's guest is Victor Daum. Victor's been riding for Razors for approximately 5 years, maybe even longer, and he is steadily rising up the ranks. He's put out a bunch of sections since joining the team, including an introduction and a huge one in South America called El Mapache, where he skates some huge spots and does really technical switch ups, lines. Some of the spots were featured in Julian Coudeau's section, which was filmed in the same kind of region. And the fact that he can hold his own on the same spots as Julian and do tricks of the same standard really speaks to just how good he is at street skating. On top of that, he's also appeared at a bunch of competitions all over Europe. He is from France originally, but he lives in Barcelona now, but he doesn't ever actually seem to be in Barcelona. He always seems to be all over the place, appearing at events, filming footage. He was recently at the Capital Rose LDN Jam, and in that time he managed to reach the finals and film a short street section, like 1 minute long street section, all in the same weekend. So he's a pretty productive guy. On top of that, he also has his own competition that he did at the start of the year in Barcelona. I think Nick Lomax won it. And he just seems really productive, really active, really keen to get out there. I'm not entirely sure how he supports himself financially or how he's able to travel to all these places. I don't know if he's sponsored by anyone else other than Razors, so I want to talk to him about that. I also know he had a pretty bad injury last year. He broke his elbow. I can relate to that because I also have a gammy elbow. So I want to talk to him about how that happened, how he got on Razors, what his thoughts are on Razors, considering they're kind of one of the most controversial brands in the sport right now. His plans for the future, if he wants to kind of take it further, turn pro, like what his goals are, and basically just find out as much as possible about him because he seems like a really interesting guy. I'm pretty sure he's only in his 20s, so he's one of the kind of relatively younger generation of rollerbladers that are making a name for themselves. So lots to discuss. Before that, I just want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. They're listed on the screen now. You can join the Wheelscene Patreon for as little as £3 a month. There's a bunch of videos on there that aren't on the YouTube channel, loads of extra stuff behind the scenes, photos, ramblings, industry gossip, photos I probably shouldn't be sharing with people about products that aren't out yet, lots of that kind of stuff. So if you want to support this channel, that's the best way to do it. Enough of the sales pitch, cue the music. Hello.
Hello. Can
Oh
you hear
my, that's it's usually never that easy. There's almost always like a problem with the audio or the video or something that is remarkable
why?
because you would not like sometimes the person will appear and they'll be like sideways or upside down or they can't
Uh,
get their microphone to work or there's always something. So clearly you're a Zoom professional.
thank you. Thank you, David. Yeah, I mean, I used Zoom, not Zoom, but Google Meets a lot at work also. So, I mean, it's not a big deal for me.
Right, okay. What do you do for work?
Actually, I work at Wallbox. It's a company in Barcelona, based in Barcelona. They do chargers. They manufacture chargers for electric vehicles. So, when you have a car, like electrical
All
car.
right, so like right, okay, right, right.
And yeah, so you have some chargers to charge faster at home, and so they produce chargers and they sell them also. And yeah, I work at Wallbox.
You might be the first person I know that works in that industry. Okay. That's quite a random job. How did you get into that?
Um, Actually, yeah, it's a bit random, but when I heard I was moving to Barcelona, I was looking for a job to pay the bills, basically, and I found a job even before to move in Barcelona, so it was very convenient for me, and also they had some uh, you have the possibility to work remotely, like
Yeah.
2 days a week. This has changed now. It's one day, but still it's a bit flexible. So it was very good for me. And so
That
yeah,
could
I do the
be,
job and this opportunity and
yeah.
cool.
That's right. Okay. Most people, most skaters that I know when they move to Barcelona have no plan whatsoever. They move there and then they're like scrambling to try and figure it out. I think you might be the first person I've ever spoken to that had a job set up before they got there.
Yes, I mean I know what you mean. Barcelona also it's a dangerous place, so it's very easy to come here and um, to just enjoy the life here, to go skating every day and yeah. So, but I wanted a job definitely to be sure, like to have some money, of course, if I want to travel, if I want to to do whatever I want to do. Like yeah, I need some this salary. So looking for some things, and as I speak French, it was I think that's the reason why it was very easy for me to find this job because I'm a French speaker. I mean, I speak also Spanish, but so it makes things easier.
So you can speak fluent English, fluent French, and fluent Spanish. That's
Yeah, let's see
pretty,
how goes my English tonight. But yeah, my French, of course, is I would say is good native language, and I, I think I speak better Spanish than English also.
okay. So what, I mean, it's pretty obvious why everyone moves to Barcelona, but why did, also have you been there for like, you've been there for a few years now, right?
Yeah, more than 2 years. Like I arrived in here in August 2022. Yeah.
Okay. So what inspired you to move there instead of, I don't know, the south of France or like, but basically any other destination? What was it?
I mean, it was always a dream for me to maybe not to live in Barcelona, but to go there to skate maybe for 1 month, 2 months, like some to make some videos and but I went to South America. I met Darlie, my girlfriend, and we spent
I did
like
wonder if you guys were boyfriend and girlfriend because I noticed you guys keep doing trips together, and I was like, are they just friends
oh, of
that?
course 100%.
Okay, right, okay.
100%. So now we've been together for 5 years now. So and
Wow, right?
everything goes very well. And I don't even know how to say that in English, but we are like packs, like when you're like committed, so somehow like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's so yeah. So I met her in South America, and after like um, I mean, she told me, yeah, I would like to move to Europe. I wanted to go back to Europe, of course, but she told me I want to study something. I mean, a master, and she said I have two destinations because France was a bit difficult for her at this time because she now speaks French, but still it's hard for her to like to work. It's it's harder. So she told me like, okay, I could go to Madrid or to Barcelona, and I was I mean the two destinations are nice. I like them, but like when she said Barcelona, I was like, yes, I want this.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I mean, if you're a rollerblader, it's kind of, it's yeah, it's quite an easy choice because the scene is huge, and I mean the spots are never ending. So yeah, um, Plus, you've got the beach and everything else. Yeah, there's
I have
definitely.
so many reasons to, yeah, I could speak of this for hours maybe. Why do I like Barcelona? But yeah, the beach, also the mountains. You know, we have some mountains very close to Barcelona. Yeah, the spots. I have a map of more than 300 spots yet, and I mean it keeps growing. You know.
I was about to say it's one of those places that you can literally just pick somewhere in the map, go and explore, and you're gonna find something. Yeah,
Yeah, the 100%. But you know how it is when you go out with the guys for a street session. If you don't like an area, it's nice, but sometimes yeah, you need to like people wants to go to one spot, so it's better to. I like to have this map, you know, like I still need to put some pictures of the spots, of course, but I have the location, so I know like where to go. It's makes things very easy. Now it's easy to go street skating.
yeah, yeah. I've got a rule with my friendship group. I won't go to the spot unless they've taken a photo of it on their phone because I hate it. See when one of your friends is like, "Oh, I found this rail. It's great. It's brilliant." And then you get there and there's like a hole in the ground at like the top, and you're like, "That's literally like, how are you? You can't even roll over that. That is literally a ditch before the top of the rail. What are we meant to? Or it goes into like a wall or something, and you're like, so now the rule is no photo. We're not going. That's you need
Okay, now that's a very interesting topic also because I mean, of course, when you go street skating a lot with some people, you get to know them. So you know, like sometimes they can tell you like, I have like three like curbs, and then I will go there to a nice, very nice rail, and then I mean, depends on who is saying this because
exactly,
nice rail
exactly,
it's very relative, you know. So it's I like to ask pictures of the spots also, um, not only to double check, but to imagine a bit the tricks, or maybe you know if you want to go there to film something, it's always nice um, to know what you're going to film.
exactly. Plus, if it's out of the way and you need to get in the car and drive for a bit, you don't want to get there and be like, "This is a business, and the business is open. We're not even going to get a shot of this. We're literally going to get to the top of it, and someone's going to come out and start shouting. What were you thinking?"
Yeah, it's one more time. It's fun for me to speak about this right now because it was not expected. But yeah, we had a street session late, like a few days ago, and I mean 1 week ago, and it was a good skater, and he this guy never wants to share the spots before. Like if you ask a picture, he gets like, no, if you're not motivated, you don't come, and like you know, like and. It's always hard to make him understand like no I would like the picture not because I don't believe you, but you know like also I used to go street skating with Dolly, so you know we need to find like spots like that suits us, both of us,
Yeah,
not all the spots of course, but I mean if it's only like a hammer session because this guy I'm speaking of is hammer
I'm
session,
trying to think. Who were you with at the weekend? Right? Who were you?
it would be hard to find.
It won't be hard to.
But
I remember the
if this
photo.
guy will
I
look
just can't.
the
I can't remember who was in the photo. It wasn't Fred Bukowski. I remember. Who?
no, it was not in Paris. I mean, it's here in Barcelona.
Ah, right. Okay.
But so yeah, if it's like a full hammer, sometimes even me, like I can skate those spots, but sometimes I just want some chill spots, you know, like to not get back home with injuries or like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
just enjoy the session. So yeah, I am the one of the guy who ask the pictures. Also, yeah,
That's it. I
not
like.
always I can
Yeah.
ask the pictures sometimes.
Or like. Yeah. Organization. Or you've got the friend who's like, oh, there's a spot in this town, and you're like, cool. What street's it on? And they're like, oh, I don't know. And you're like, so so what you're saying is we're going to need to drive to this town, then go looking for it. Like, why didn't take a photo? Photos have locations on them. Like, technology can help you with this stuff. There's no
Yeah,
reason. This,
Google Street View is amazing. I mean, with Street View you
exactly.
can see a lot of spots, and uh, I did this at some time when I was I didn't have much to do. Like I was looking into the Barcelona, like I was just when I arrived, I didn't know where was the spot. So where were the spots? So I was just looking into Google Street View, and I found fabulous tricks spots. So it was
Yeah, that's Google Maps is one of my obsessions. Anytime my daughter goes to bed and I'm just like sitting in the living room bored, I will just start looking through a random town in Scotland, like just down every street and alley and like community center or school or church and just like trying to find stuff. Yeah. Um, so that's crazy. So did you meet Darley when you were filming El Mapache? Or was it before that? Was it in a
No,
trip before that?
it was way after. Mapache was way after
Way
the
after, right? Yeah, because
I'm
that was only a couple of years ago. Yeah, Elm
and
Apache was
Mapache. It's already I don't
maybe
know,
2 or 3 years.
3 years,
Yeah,
3 years maybe. I mean, 2 years. Yeah, I'm here for 2 years, so it was 3 years definitely.
right.
And yeah, I spent 3 years in South America, and it was a bit random. I mean, not I did it on purpose. I mean, to go there on purpose, but then that was amazing. I wanted to do 1 year of travel around the world, and I wanted to go to Asia also, and to to finish the trip, but I spent too much time in South America on this first year. So after 7 months almost, I was still in Chile, and I was like, oh, now I need to Argentina, Brazil, and then I need to go. And the flight also from Brazil to Japan, at this time I was looking for Japan, was very, very expensive and long. And I didn't have much contact in Japan. I mean, not as much as I had already in South America. And the people there are so nice. I mean, the guys there are so nice. So you go somewhere and you make new friends, and they're like yeah, very welcoming. They want you to come back anytime. It was very incredible experience for me. And so I had so many places where to go in South America. I didn't have much time left also. I was like, okay, let's continue in South America, and let's even go back to the north country of South America, like to Peru, Ecuador, Colombia. So I stayed long in Chile, 3 months, I think, and then I went back to Peru and those other countries, and it's going back to Peru. Maybe the best thing I did in my life. I met Darlie at this time, and I met her. We were just a friend at the beginning, and I traveled then to Colombia, and I was still talking with her a lot. And I said like, give me your ID. Like she sent me the picture of her ID. Like it was a bit maybe she knew something how what I was about to do,
Okay.
but I just booked like a ticket for her to come for 2 weeks to Colombia to travel in Colombia, because I was at this point I was almost a guide in Colombia. Like I knew very good some places around Medellin and other places. So I was like, don't worry. I knew she's very into traveling also. So yeah, I booked these flights, and we met there once, then twice, and then I moved definitely to Peru, and that's when we started to our relationship officially.
Rollerblading love story. All right. Okay.
That's
Um,
yeah, I mean, that's my big love story definitely.
also, why are French rollerbladers obsessed with South America? Like you, Julian, Roman Abrat, Stefan Alfano, like all those guys like spend a lot of time in South America over the like past decade. Like what is it?
Yeah, maybe that's also why I choose South America, because I wanted, as I told you, to make a world tour. And I was thinking of I mean, I had some money, of course, but I didn't want to spend like my money 100% on hotels, and it was very expensive. You know, if you need to book like 365 days in hotel, it's expensive. So, and I was not working at this point, and I didn't have any income. So I was okay. Let's see. Um, I know how to skate. Some people sometimes like were asking me like, ah, if you visit us, like some small messages, you know, through Instagram or Facebook, and I was okay. So they are like they are inviting you to go there. Like let's try. Like so I started to organize my trip, and I didn't have all the contacts on the when I moved, but when I started my trip, but very quickly, like I had like some new proposals, like invitations from people. So I was
Right.
like, okay, cool. Let's try if I can go to Colombia, if I can go to. I wanted to explore all the countries at this point. I was like, and why South America? I don't know. I think maybe they like it because the food, the culture is a bit different. Also, it's not expensive. I mean, if you are coming from Europe or you America, you go to South America, it's not that expensive. I mean, you know, like taking taxi, eating, you can eat very good for like 3 euros, you know. So it's attractive also, you know.
See, I was wondering if like one guy went out first, like Stefan or something, and then like started giving everyone like the hookups for like places to stay or people to hang out with. And then Julian went, and I thought it was just one of these like word of mouth things where it's like, oh no, we've got people for you there. We'll set you up. You won't.
That's true. Also, I know when at this point when I was speaking to some friends in France, in Paris, in France, I was like, ah, I plan to go in South America. Oh yeah, but contact this guy. He's very nice, and he can have you at his place. He will be very happy to to go out skating with you, and like it's a very nice guy. Blah blah blah. So it was. I had a lot of contacts, you know, like I think it would be harder to do it like in Asia. I know many people who've been there, and I start to have more contacts also. Indonesia, Thailand. I mean, we go in Thailand 2 weeks at the end of the year with Darlie.
Okay.
Uh, so we have some contacts, or South Korea also, maybe Japan, but I don't really know like how easy or hard it is to to go to be hosted by those guys and to do things with them, you know. Like I always prefer to go to someone's place because you create more relationship, you know. You can if you go to the hotel, then in the morning you're gonna stay in the hotel, and then in the afternoon you're gonna go on your own rhythm,
Yeah.
and so you don't share that much, and so and also it's more expensive definitely. But I would prefer to spend this money inviting the guy, eating, you know, like paying dinner or something.
It's one of these things like if you're staying at their house, you literally feel like you're like living there instead of visiting. And it's just more, there's more of a kind of community feel. And yeah, in that way you can like return the favor by treating them to things like food, as opposed to it is quite isolating if you're just staying in a hotel because then you guys are just meeting up to skate and then you're going back to your room and it's not really the same thing. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Completely. That's and I think that's why um, I learned so much about South America, because I was in places, I mean, riders' places, but they were living with their family, you know, most of the time, like family thing or like roommates. And they were speaking Spanish at the beginning, was like Spanish everywhere in my face, you know. But it was kind of hard sometimes because I didn't speak Spanish at this time. I mean, I was just learning, and but that's why I learned so fast, you know. It's like you throw a kid into the water when he's young, and you just learn how to swim like I had to. So
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
it was very good. And of course, yeah, it's I mean, that's something I do naturally. They host me, they tell me what to do, how to move in the city sometimes, like when I need. Of course, I'm gonna fill the fridge, I'm gonna, like, we're gonna share, I'm gonna cook, I clean, like, so you learned a lot of things. And it's maybe I don't know yet, but maybe I will have the opportunity to do it again. And
Okay.
I don't know. It's something I so it was a long experience. It was 3 years, but yeah, the two last years were like I studied in Peru, and the pandemic came very quickly.
So you were there during
Yeah,
lockdown.
yeah, exactly. That's why I stayed 3 years. Like, and that's another story, but that's very like it's I have a funny story about this thing. Like, I told many people of this, but I was illegal in Peru, during the pandemic. That's why I was a bit scared to go out. And what we did very quickly, we went to Ecuador for a championship, just right at the moment the pandemic was starting. And I moved there with Darly and another friend from Peru. And we did the championship. It was okay. And the day after, or in the night, I don't remember, they told us that the border were closing, because of the pandemic. It was like it was in March 2020. And yeah, the government was saying, like, yeah, tonight, or like, I don't know, in few, was tonight, like, we're gonna close the border. And we were like, what, really? I could not believe it. I was that's not possible. But Darly and my friend were like, no, we need to go, because we're gonna stay stuck in Ecuador. And yeah, we don't want that. So we took the first it was very like scary scenario a bit, but we took the first bus to go back to Peru. It's a long ride also, but at the border we arrived there. And my friends and Darlie could pass the border because they are Peruvian. And when they saw me, they were like, no, French people, they don't come in Peru anymore. And I was, what? No, because French people, like, like Europe was affected by the pandemic before South America.
Yeah.
And so all the how you say, like, the people from those countries, they could not enter into the country anymore. So I tried to explain her, like, no, but I'm not coming from France, like, I was with the guys, so I have the same risk of. But everybody was getting crazy with the mask. It was the first thing. It was scary at this point. So it was the guy from the girl from the border, she told me, the officer told me, no, I don't care your story, you cannot enter into Peru. So we didn't know much to do. And I was like, it's not too bad, because at the beginning it was planned to be locked down for 2 weeks. So I said, like, okay, for 2 weeks I can stay in Ecuador. I know some friends. I didn't have a big bag. I had my small bag, not my full luggage. In Lima was stay left in Lima. And I was, maybe I can do this. And Dali, like, she told me, no, it's, I mean, not good. Like, she uh, gave me good reasons to don't do that. And she said, no, but let's ask the taxi. And we asked the taxi, what can we do? And the taxi basically told me, like, for 10 more dollars you can just go into the tuck, yeah,
Yep. Yep.
back of the
Basically
car.
hide inside the car.
Yeah, and yeah, $10. I was like, really? Okay, so, and he knew how to do it. So yeah, there were like two controls, and between the two, I started into the car. First control, they check the tuck if there is nothing inside, and then, like, it was like 200 meters later, there were like another control with the passenger and passport. And between the two things, like staying in the car, like, I just push the back seats, like, and I went into. He said, like, yeah, don't move, don't say anything. and I heard the guys, like the military guys, they were asking the passport. I was a bit scared, to be fair, but I mean, I was with Dali, but still, like I didn't know what can happen. Like that you won't go to jail. I don't think so, but I don't know. Maybe you just. I was like so many uncertain things, so I was. Let's see what happened, and two times they control us in the. I mean, we made it, and then we took the real bus from the north of Peru to Lima. It's 20 hours drive. It's a long bus, and also they control us twice, and it was like I didn't show them my passport because I said like we stay in Peru. I didn't leave the border, but like it was a bit intense at this moment. But here I am. So that's why I stayed 2 years in Lima because I didn't want to leave. I could leave, I think, take a flight back to France, but then they will have tell me maybe you cannot go back to Peru for 5 years. I read on internet, and that's mostly what they do. Usually they say like you pay a fine,
Mm.
and also you have you're not allowed to go back to this country, and that was the issue. The fine was okay, I think, but just to not be able to go back to Peru, it was still the pandemic, and so I decided to stay with Dari until like it was everything was better.
That, yeah, that is an absolutely crazy story. You could have ended up in like a refugee detention camp in
Yeah.
South America.
Now I can laugh, like, but at
Like,
the moment
how
I was not laughing.
crazy would that have
It was
been?
but then in Peru, when I was in Lima, I was not scared because we were doing a lot of things, and the police controlled me many times. I was driving a scooter, so it was pandemic, so that's why police everywhere. So they were like controlling me a lot, but I never had my passport with me because I. It's very easy. I said like, sorry, I'm very scared to lose this passport because I mean they robbed me something last week. Like it's easy to say something like this. So they were like, okay. And I had a picture, like, of course, like a print picture of my passport, but I didn't have the visa
Yeah,
pages. And usually when you just say like you're French, they say, oh la la, monsieur, bonjour, merci, oh, you can go. It's cliche, but it was real. I was very privileged, I will say, with the police there, and yeah, they never bothered me with this.
that's
So
insane. Okay. Did you not run out of money really fast?
sorry.
Did you not like run out of money really fast once you were basically like stuck in a country for
No, no,
God knows how
because
long?
you don't. One more time, I told you South America is cheaper than
Very
Europe.
cheap. Okay.
And for example, I was also hosted by Darly's parents. I mean, we were at her place.
Mhm.
Um, so I was spending, let's say, maybe 200 euros per month, 300
All
euros.
right. Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a good thing your relationship with her worked out then, because if you guys you basically got like the fast track to an intense relationship because now you're living with your girlfriend. I mean, if it can survive that, it can pretty much survive anything.
that's what we said. Yeah, definitely. It was, of course, it was intense a bit because like I get to know her like in a very specific circumstance.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, it was pandemic. I was at her parents' place. I mean, I have let's say, a new girlfriend. You start a relationship and you straight go to her parents' place, and with all the culture thing, and yeah, it was not that easy for me. And I mean, here we are, 5 years after, and still together, living together. And so yeah, we made it.
clearly worked out. Yeah. So you moved to not just the European mecca for rollerblading. You moved for like one of the top rollerblading destinations in the world. And yet every week you're on a flight to a different country.
Yeah, that's Instagram can. I mean, that's quite true. I've been traveling a lot lately, and I will
I
keep
can name three
traveling.
countries in the last month.
Yes, yeah, maybe, yeah, true. Yeah, I've been. I mean, France is very close from here, so we took a bus to go there. It's very, I mean, south of France. Then UK was. I mean, we went to south of France because we have this very amazing skate park in Montpellier.
Yeah.
We wanted to try this skate park. Also, we know some people like in south of France, so it was. It's always a pleasure to meet them and. Yeah, for I mean for me and also for we both like to travel, so when we have the opportunity to do it, like we take it. um we don't have that much holidays, I would say. I have only 22 days of holiday because we talk about my work. I work for 38 hours a week,
Okay.
so it's still like I don't have much time, but the true thing is when I move somewhere, like I like to take some videos and to make some post of it. So when you look to Instagram, you think like, wow, this guy is getting all his every day. Sometimes I had this in the past, like people were thinking I was just skating, all the time. But
Oh no,
yeah, that's
yeah,
true when I
I get that Instagram isn't a reflection of reality,
yeah,
but
we have to be careful with
I
all
can
this.
literally, I can list the events you've been at. You've been at the LDN Jam in London. I saw you in France skating with the guys at the weekend. You were also at the Snake Fest thing in Belgium, Anthony Poitier's comp. So you've been all over the place recently.
This skate clash was very unexpected. I mean, I wanted to go, but from Barcelona, it was not that easy to go there. I mean, you can go to Brussels, but it's not in Brussels. It was in a small town in Belgium, and it was not very accessible. And it was for me after all those travels, it was a bit expensive, and I have to say thanks to Razors because without the support of the brand, I could not have go there definitely. So
Oh, so they helped you out with like travel expenses.
yeah, on this specific travel, yeah, I traveled there with Andy Wagner, and
Oh, right, okay.
he was at the London Jam also, and he was there for at Barcelona for like 2 weeks, 10 days, and so on those 2 weekends, like one was the London Jam, and that was quite a coincidence because we were like we didn't know he was going there at the beginning, but then we talked a bit, and he wanted to go in Belgium, so for the snake clash, and I said like, I mean, if you want to go and you want me to go with you, like it's okay for me. I knew like many people there. I have some good friends also. They went there, so it was a very good opportunity for me to do this. I mean, good reasons for
Yeah,
me to do
yeah.
this.
So you negotiated it. I like that. Am I right in thinking? So see that skate park that they have Snakefest in? Am I right in thinking that Anthony built like either most of or all of those rails? Because he does like I can't remember
His work, yeah, he's
welding. Yeah,
how to say that in English, I don't know, but yeah, he's like
like I know he does like metal work, like
yeah,
sculptures and
exactly.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah. This
he
skate
made
park,
those obstacles.
I think he didn't make all, but like the most of them. I know he's collaborating with some. He's working with some guys, scooter guys, also from this city, and because now it's every time it gets bigger and bigger,
Yeah,
so
it's
more
huge.
people join the adventure, and they want to, but I also know how to do this and I can do that, and so I think it's not only Anthony Potier, but yeah, he started the whole project, and yeah, he's very good at it. I mean, the spots you can find in this place are amazing. It's
That's
some,
yeah,
some spots you won't find anywhere else. It's wow.
that is crazy because yeah, that's definitely something to be proud of, making a DIY skate park on that scale. Because I saw Eugen Ennen's video though of the competition,
Yeah.
and it looked psycho. There was one kid that like knocked out another kid with a scooter by basically just bringing it down on his head like an axe. They were because the skate park's quite narrow. and one kid was going up like the kind of ramp rail
Mhm.
and like flipping the thing, and another kid was coming the other direction, and he just basically brought it down on his head and knocked him clean out. And that was
Really?
the
I
that was
didn't see this one. I didn't see this.
it's in Eugen's video. It's in his vlog. Is
Okay,
Schnabber
yeah,
Knack thing.
about the event, no, right?
Yeah, and I was like, that was the best thing that could have happened because he could have killed that kid. Like
Yeah.
when the guy comes down,
Scooter is dangerous sometimes when they play with the tail
yeah,
whip or
like
something.
like tail whips. Like his head comes down and hits the ground, but there's a rail right next to it. His head could have hit the rail, then the
Yeah.
grip. It was so horrible to watch. But that, yeah, the event looked crazy.
It was well organized. I was surprised because yeah, it was a good organization. Like 2 days event. It was I mean it was a good event, and Anthony did a good job, and all his family was there helping, and I think people had a lot of fun on this event.
Oh
You
yeah, like
some
yeah, it looked yeah.
food, you had like a shop there, you had like some beers, haircut also if you wanted to, and you had like
Right, okay.
found a lot of things there, and I was surprised. I mean, not that surprised, but it was very nice to see that. And the first day, it was on 2 days. It was 2 days event, and on the Saturday there were like a lot of pros. Like Eugene was there also, Sven was there, and there were like many good riders and from France also.
Yeah.
Stefan
Was
Alexander.
it just skates and scooters? Like, or were there any other sports there?
Yeah, rollerblades and scooter, yeah.
Right. Because it looked like they had a big turnout, and you kind of think with a DIY skate park having a competition, is that going to get them into trouble and the DIY skate park's going to get shut down? Or is the town going to be like, whoa, look at how popular this is?
He had the approval from from the hometown.
Ah, right, okay.
It was very well organized because even one of the sponsors, I suppose, because I saw the banners, was Carrefour. That's a very
Oh, the
well
supermarket, yeah.
known. Uh, and I was like, wow, like I mean, Carrefour will not support this event if it's not support. I mean, approved by the city.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was well organized. But Potier told me that I asked him, okay, let's do this next year, right? And he told me that he would love to, but it's not 100% sure because the neighbors, there are like some old ladies
Yeah.
like living close by, and they say like it's not good. It's not. I mean, it makes noise or something like this. So
I mean, yeah, I imagine that event created a lot of noise. So yeah, I can understand why that might
but the event is something. The event is one day. I mean, it was indeed 2 days, but um also they create something, like in the city there were like a lot of people. The city is very small, so then the people goes to the shops, and they also like it's like tourism
I
somehow.
suppose, yeah, yeah, that is a good
So
point.
it's
It
nice.
brings money into the area because
Exactly, I think.
people are visiting and spending money. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
And the only thing maybe it's how to say, yeah, in normal days it's not making that much noise. I think I don't know. I don't know whose person is complaining exactly. I don't know if he told me like some people were complaining, but
right.
I don't know exactly why. It's just
I mean, either way, it's a lot to be proud of. And even if the park lasts years or it doesn't last that long, he can still say, "I made a skate park." Like that's
an
pretty
event
awesome.
like
And the event, yeah.
events, and actually also won his own event. So it was like he won everything. He was
That's pretty funny. So how was when you went to Capital Rollers London Jam? So you got into the final, and in the same weekend, you managed to make like a minute long street Instagram like section thing. You were productive that weekend.
yeah. Thank you. The London Jam, yeah, I was surprised when you look at the guys who were the pros who were competing. I was surprised to be in the finals. I mean, I was happy, of course, to be in the finals. Um, but yeah, in the finals, it was very intense. It was I don't know if you saw it maybe, but it was I think
I've
it
been
was
before and I've skated. It is the slippiest skate park on planet Earth. Like the ground is so slick. Like
yeah,
you come off a
100%.
trick, and if you don't land with your wheels perfectly flat, you're wiping out.
Yeah, and,
It's
and also if you cross someone, you need to like it's kind of hard. You don't have like the possibility to move quickly, like to escape.
yeah, yeah.
It's kind of can be dangerous sometimes, but the event was amazing and the final was very intense. And I mean, I tried to do my best, but I was not into it too much in the final. I didn't do I mean, the things I wanted to do. It was hard for me, and when you have like just 10 seconds of breathing and like, okay, what I do next, and you see you look with your head and you see like the best tricks by the best skaters, and you're like, wow.
It's become such a big event now that people
I
go
just
there.
wanted to take a seat and open a beer maybe and just
I know what you
applause the
mean.
guys.
Yeah,
I was
watch the show. Yeah, because
exactly. But
yeah,
perfect. It was also Dali finished second. So this in this event on the pro girls. So we had a very good start in London, and we stayed 2 days more after that, or 3 days, and we were like, wow, okay, let's go in the town and to visit, to make some tourism, but also let's skate, let's try to make something. And we skated only one day, and yeah, this day was kind of productive for all of us.
I mean,
And
you squeezed it. Well, some of those spots are quite near to each other. Like the police station one is quite near to like the uh,
they are very close.
St.
That's
Paul
why,
spot.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
so
very like all this. I mean, in this video you're talking about on Instagram, I did this reel. Like all the spots, they are like very very close, and it was fast. I mean, it was. I mean, yeah, it was okay.
yeah,
It was.
yeah.
We didn't have much more energy anyway, but I always want to do like more thing. I wanted to do like another, maybe skate on more spots. But we went to the carnival also
Oh,
in
not Notting Hill.
yeah, so we had so many things to do, and the body battery was going down. So yeah, but I'm happy to I had the opportunity to skate one spot. And I didn't know it was that famous, but many people told me it was famous spot. This rail that ends in before the end of the streets, and
Oh,
I
the
did
one that's kind of like
opposite and then 500.
it's cut in half.
Yeah,
Rails cut in
this
half. Yeah,
rail.
that is so famous. Like Ollie Short. Ollie, it's in the Ollie
Yeah,
Short
they
section.
mentioned Ollie Short, of course. So
It's in
that's
Alex Brosco's hit it. It's in Alex Brosco in
perfect.
London. God, all the London guys like Leon, everyone's hit it. Yeah.
Yes,
It's
and I might be not the guy who is looking like the most videos, rollerblading videos. I know a lot, of course, but sometimes I just like you tell me like Brosco's tricks on this one. I don't know. I don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
any idea.
Plus,
But
you're not gonna, yeah. Sometimes like as well, you get to a spot and it doesn't look anything like how it looks in the video. So
yeah, exactly.
you might
Sometimes
not
it's
even
a bit
recognize
different.
it. You might just be like, oh, this probably isn't the same thing. Yeah.
But when you see a spot like this, you, of course, I mean, such in a big city like London or like Barcelona or like other cities, some people skate at this spot 100%. Like big names, they skate this spot and they did big tricks. So, I mean, I was just there like I didn't want to do the best tricks on this rail. I was like, you know, I think it's not possible because everything has been done there maybe, but just like let's see how it is, and let's try to make a small thing there, like and actually the first try I had, it was for me was not too hard to make this line, but the first try I did was very painful for me because I didn't expect the rail to slip that much.
Okay.
And so I went backyard, and the rail is cut. I mean, so I made a gap. Like I have the video. I don't
That's
know if I posted.
yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, it was a bad fall. Like always as a streeter with no wax, sometimes I'm like I put myself like a bit behind, like on the rail, like, and I went back, like it was.
That rail's scary because it ends like halfway up the stairs. If you miss the lock on or you like mess up, you've got nothing to
You
grab.
end,
You're
yeah,
basically
you
just
end in the
falling
stairs, yeah.
downstairs. If the handrail went the whole way, you could hopefully grab onto it at the bottom, but there's nothing at the bottom. So it's like rail to gap. Like that is quite scary.
Yeah. But yeah, the this spot when you see it is very inspiring. So I mean, with more time, like it's always like this. When you go back somewhere, you always want to do something new. I mean, on the moment, it was the first thing that happened to my mind. That came to my mind, like this line. And then we went to this place with this small rail on the. I mean, this rail on the curb, and
Yeah.
there were like two tables also. I like you could move those table, and they were like very sleek also, and I was like, okay, let's try some Sesla. I mean, we had a great time, and uh, yeah, spots we all could skate. We were with Mary and one local Elwen also,
Okay.
and yeah, we
Who's
had
French? Eloin's French, right?
yeah, I mean, I was surprised because I met. I mean, there were like two guys. I mean, Zach and Ilwen. They speak French. I mean, they're French, and I was like, oh, I go to London, but you know, so many French everywhere.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, we talk a lot, and we had this great session.
That's pretty funny. Um, and then, so what was it? Was it just like a surprise France visit this week? Like, was it? Yeah, it was that last weekend you were in France again, right?
Yeah, I mean, this was a bit different, and it was plan. I mean, I skated, of course, because I mean, I always try to take my skates with me when I can, especially because I went to Paris and there is my hometown skate park, Cosa Nostra skate park. It's an indoor skate park that is in my town, not Paris, but like a bit further,
Okay.
and it was my family event, like basically the 90s years old of my grandparents.
All right. Okay.
So it was like all the family together, good time, good food. I mean, and yeah, we had some spare days also, and because as I told you, I can work from home, so that's why I'm not taking only the weekend, but I was taking a bit more. So I was working from home at some point at my parents' place, and then I was just, I mean, with that, both me and Darlie, we were working from home, and then we take advantage of the place to do a session with the guys. We met fortunately we met Fred Bukowski on this weekend, and yeah, we had a very quick session, but nice talks.
Cool. I always kind of wondered whereabouts in France you were from because I've seen you film Street in Paris, but then I remember when you had your Razors introduction thing and you thanked John Matter and Matthias Silhan. And am I right in thinking they're both from Strasbourg? Is that right?
Yeah, but I mean they also travel a lot.
So I just kind of
Yeah.
wondered if, yeah, I wondered if you were like from where they're from or if
No, no, no. I
that's how
am
you knew 'em.
from basically I'm from Paris. I would say born and raised in a small town called Shell. It's half an hour far from Paris. It's 20 kilometers, something like this. And so yeah, I traveled to Strasbourg many times, but Nantes also. This introduction you're mentioning was wow, it was a long time ago. It was 2016 maybe, something like this,
Okay.
around that. and yeah, 6 years, yeah, a bit more, yeah, 6 years ago, no, sorry, 8 years ago. Anyway, but yeah, it was in Nantes because I knew a lot of people from Nantes, and I had very good friends there also, and the spots are nice, so I moved there, like
Right.
just to stay.
So was it who? How did you get on razors then?
Sorry.
How did you end up skating for razors then?
um when I started skating, I use a lot of razors. I tried USD for like maybe 2 or 3 years also. I liked USD, but at one point I went back to razors also. And Matthias Silan and John Matter, and they and another guy at the time, Adrien Cléraz, who was skating for razors also. Maybe you know him from
Yeah, the
Paris.
name's familiar. Yeah.
And I mean, basically, Adrian was a bit taking a step out of razors, and they were looking for new potentials. And they knew me from some street event, street comp I was winning at the time. So they just like contacted me, and I was younger, very excited. And at this time, I was getting USD, and when they told me this, I was like, I would be very happy to go back to razors because I was getting razors for like also like 3 years, something like this before. And I said like, wow, that was, yeah, like kind of I was dreaming a bit at this time, I was, wow,
Right.
it was a big thing for me.
So it was right. So it was Matthias and John behind that. I was kind of I did wonder if that was the case because yeah, they've been associated. Well, obviously Matthias was pro for razors, and John did. I think he did like distribution for them or something for a while. Or yeah, I remember
They
that.
both work. I mean, I think they share this distribution together. So yeah, they always like talk a lot, and they're very good friends. So yeah, we talk like three of us, and then yeah, I was on the team, and it was very fast. I mean, we traveled to Barcelona, like in what, 6 months after or something like this. With For me was some big names, like who was there, like Alex Burston. There were
Is this when you did the ground control video?
It was not a ground control video. It was a video in Barcelona. It was Razors Barcelona.
Right.
Uh, it worked pretty well. It was filmed by Jonah Hanson.
This is the one where you do the huge Macchio, right? The really
Yeah,
long, yeah, the really
yeah,
long Macchio and the
on this one,
handicap
yeah,
rail. Yeah,
on the
yeah,
introduction.
yeah.
And yeah, it was amazing. Like Josh Gloicki was there also, and like the French team. I mean, we had a very good time, and I was yeah, still on my cloud. I was like, well, that's nice. And then like more tours also in France. We did one with Jeff Howard also.
Oh,
Uh,
for Razor's tapes.
yeah, there is where I mean he did the razor step at this time, but there is also a video. It was a team video to introduce the shift.
The
That was
shift. Yeah.
very new skates, and that was like, wow, like we were all of us were very excited to skate a new mold. It was a new shell, and with all this concept of shifting, we were like, wow, like that's like magic. Like, what is this? And but I remember also it was kind of hard for us at the beginning because the shell is a bit different. The shift is when you have like a thinner
Yeah.
fits. And so we took exactly the same size as we had in SL, but for some of us it was a bit complicated, and especially when you have new skates, it's always a bit difficult at the beginning. So we just started the tour with new skates, all of us. And for some of us, for me for example, the very first session were like complicated, but then now it's all good. But it was we were not used to this.
Yeah. It's also pretty funny that they spent all that money developing the shift, and like the majority of Razor's riders prefer to skate the SL.
I don't know. I know many guys from Rizos. They really like the shift, and I will say I am one of them. It's if you ask me, I mean, many people ask me on comments and sometimes messages, like which skates do you prefer? I mean, which Rizos skate do you prefer? And it's always complicated, you know. It's
You skate the SL a lot though.
Yeah, I have the SL, but I mean lately they like the latest skates release was the SL. I mean there is the new one, the level one cult, but
Mhm.
it was the SL Sky. So I mean it makes sense to skate to promote more the SL Sky at this time.
True.
But I am a big fan of the shift, especially in Barcelona because I go to a spot with big wheels, and then in less than 1 minute, you know, like I remove my two frames and I put my street frames. I made some videos of this. Darley use it a lot also, and I mean, yeah, we enjoyed a lot this functionality of the shift, and especially when you travel. For example, when you go one weekend to somewhere, and we always do that. uh, we put in the suitcase, we put two pair of skates, but also two frame, I mean two spare frames with
Yeah.
the base plate with the frame fixed on it. And so that means when we arrive in the city, and sometimes it's a bit too far, you don't want to pay for the transport, but also you want to be outside and to, you know, do the things by yourself. So just like we shift in like very quickly, and then we travel. So it's very nice. And when I have shift when I have SLs, sometimes I miss this, you know. I'm like, ah, but that means I cannot you know, it's let me I think, I hope I'm not telling you a stupid thing. I don't. Yeah, I think when I went to the London Jam, I was with my shift, and especially for these reasons because we were shifting. I didn't want to go with the SL because I knew we were going to skate in the city in
Yeah.
London. I was like, no, I need. I cannot take my shift, my SL. I need to take my shift.
Okay.
So yeah, so I really
All
like
right.
the shift. To be fair, it's and SL. So every time I go back to the SL, also I'm like, wow, this skate is amazing. So it's complicated to choose. I cannot choose, to be fair.
Okay. Razors have become quite controversial in recent years and are regularly listed as one of the most like hated or controversial brands. Do you ever get people like reaching out to you going like either giving you a hard time about it or asking you why you're riding for them or like any of that kind of stuff?
I mean, I know, of course, that Razor. I mean, on internet you can find many bad comments or non comments or what you said about Razors. And yeah, sometimes some people they ask me. But why are you skating for this brand? I don't receive that much messages, you know, like why someone would spend his time to why are you doing this, like you know, so it's, but yeah, okay, let's say I can receive these things, but or what, you know what, sometimes they just ask you like, what do you think about razors, you know, they
Yeah.
just curious because they heard many things, or uh, how to say, like things, the stories, you know, stories, they heard that and they're like, well, that's not right maybe, or that's not how a brand should behave or treat their riders, or so yeah, sometimes they ask me this, and to be fair, I tell them my story, and I mean you know, what, how they treat me, you know, and I don't have to complain. I know most of the guys on the team on Razors. I know well also the guys who work in Sunshine Distribution, and I mean we have a close relationship, and I never been into like weird stories or like I mean they have my trust, and I have theirs also. So yeah, we have a good relationship. And as I told you earlier, like I went to this snake clash
Snake
uh,
Clash, yeah.
competition, and yeah, basically Rezos pay me everything. So I mean that's not possible all the time. That you can hear, of course, some riders that they will say, "No, Rezos is not paying me this." Yeah, of course, it's I mean, these Razors, I think Razors has maybe one of the biggest team in the industry. Um, maybe, but they are not all official sometimes, but they
I know
support
what you
it.
mean. Like, yeah,
No, they
not
send a lot
just
of skates to
not
many
yeah,
skaters.
not just
Like,
pro. There's amateurs. There's flow.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
definitely. I'm not speaking about the pros and like, but when I say biggest, I think that they send, I don't know how many skates USD send a year to like all the riders they have, or flow riders. We used to say to call them flow riders, but Razors support a lot of people. I know this, and so of course, when you support all those people, like you cannot pay flight for all those people,
Oh
like
yeah, like absolutely. Like you can't send every skater to every competition, and you have to have budget limits. Yeah, absolutely.
and for example, I'm also happy because I will go to the Frankie Morales Invitational in October,
In
and
Miami, yeah, next month. Yeah.
Miami end of October. And I mean, Razors didn't pay my flight because it's expensive, but they pay me like a small part of it. Then I also have the help of Red Eye, who helped me with this, and then myself I put a bit of it also. But you know, I think Razors and they do that for like many riders also. They help like a bit, but they cannot pay the full package all the time to all the
Yeah,
riders.
no, yeah, no, that's completely, I do get that. But also, you can only really speak from your own experience. So if you've only had a positive experience with them, then that's kind of all you can base
Yeah,
it off of.
exactly. I can. It's my story. It's my opinion. But yeah, I never had like um, bad experience.
Am I right in thinking that you don't just skate for them? Am I right in thinking you also do their social media?
You're right.
I am right. Okay.
Yeah, right.
How does that
Started
work?
a bit in South America, because in South America I was traveling a lot, meeting a lot of shops of people, and I was like, there was this Rezos Latin Instagram, and it was not working anymore. And I was like, wow, but we need to support the guys here. They are like killing it. They are doing good tricks, and like they're nice. So, and I asked Andy at this time, but do you have the access of Latin? Because I don't see any post, but I'm willing to do this, no? And we didn't have the access anymore. So I just started from zero again, a new page, and this page worked pretty good. I mean, a lot of posts. I had a lot of time. I was not working at this time, so it was very easy for me to make some posts, and it worked. So then at one point, yeah, we were like, hey, that's official. I was doing the results Latin at this time. I mean, we're still doing it right now, and also I mean, the results get call, the page. So
Do they pay you for doing that?
I mean, when I was in South America for the results Latin, yeah, they were paying me. It was, I mean, not that much, but also it's not like a lot.
Yeah,
It's
it's not really work. Like
Yeah,
you're just
and
posting
some
videos
people,
on Instagram.
some
Yeah.
people, I mean, it's kind of community manager, like some people, some brand, they pay it, like, and they could pay up to 500 euros for like, please make some post on my social network. And but I'm speaking of brands, like, it's different industry also, you have
Oh
to
yeah.
think, okay, rollerblading is industry. Okay, you don't have the same amount of customers. It's way different. So you don't pay 500 euros for that, and also Rizos Latin was like it was the first month. So I had few money. I think it was like 155 150. well,
Yeah, yeah.
but in South America, it was good money. As I told you, I was spending like maybe 300 euro a month.
Yeah,
Like
that'll last. That'll
I
go a
was
long
like
way.
having
Yeah.
it was okay, and I was very motivated because of course, like I mean, I wasn't at this point, I was not doing it for the money, but just when you have like you getting some income from this, you're like, okay, it's significant, like I need to do it well, and I mean, when I try to do something, I always want to do it well. So I was very motivated to promote and to develop this Instagram, and yeah, I think it was working well. And at the moment, it's a bit. I will say I have my own agreement with Andy Wegner, and just for you to know, I'm living in Barcelona in the Rizos place, and that's a very good thing. I'm very happy of it.
Right.
And
Okay.
never enough. How you say this word in English? I don't remember, but thanks to Andy for this opportunity, because it's a nice place, and it's in Barcelona where I live, where I work, and where I can get all those videos done.
I did wonder what was going on with Andy's apartment in Barcelona. So, right, okay. So you and Darley live there, right? Okay. That answers that question. So what's the goal? Do you have a like goal in mind for like being on razors? Like, do you want to work your way up and like get on the pro team? Like, what's it if you could like predict the future and like get what you want out of this, like where do you want it to lead to?
I will say what I want for razors will be like what you told me at the beginning, like the image to be changed. Like that will be one of the best thing for the brand, because I think sometimes this brand doesn't deserve this image, and maybe it was not good communication, maybe not enough communication, or like the bad things like spreads faster than the good ones, like you know what I mean. So I mean, first I would like this to change for all the guys who are on the team, like, because there we in results there are like many very good skaters,
Yeah.
and also those questions you did to me. Also, maybe some people ask them like, but why do you skate to razors? And and I think maybe that's why you asked me this question. But I think some of them receive more this question than me. Uh,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've spoke to Jake Dotson about it before, and I'm like, God, what do you think of this? And like, he's like, I don't care about that stuff. He's like, I just want to skate. And he's like, and I would skate. If I wasn't on the team, I'd just be buying their skates anyway, because those are the ones I like to ride. So why not just keep skating for the brand? He's like, I don't care about any of this other stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's
I
fair.
share a
That's
bit
fair enough.
this also, because if I have to buy a pair of skates tomorrow, I will buy razors. Like because for me they are good looking and they are resistant. They are good skates. I don't know if they are the best, but they are good skates, and the pricing also is okay. So yeah, I will definitely buy a pair of razors. But yeah, it's when you skate for a brand and you have many people asking you, but why you skate for them, or they talk shit about your brand, it doesn't feel good. So that's why I would like for all those riders on the team, and also for other people, like, just to try to clean a bit this image, because I mean it's not deserved. So that's why I think it will be a very nice thing, and it's not easy because
That's what I was going to ask. How do you how do you do that?
I mean, it takes time. With you, for example, when you ask me, like, what do you think about razors? I mean, I tell you, I'm not lying to you. Just explain. I mean, I don't have bad story to tell, and then like making more communication, because when you ask, like, I mean, I cannot control like how many money razors will give or spend on the riders. I mean, this I know one thing 100% is if Razors is making more money, like with the sales, they sell more products and they make more money, they will spend more money on the Raiders. I know it, but if they don't make that much money, they cannot give money or pay all the trips as I told you for everybody all the time. But they are very. I mean, Razors is okay to support and to participate, with flight expense or like some expenses on some occasions, but it needs to be like chosen something like.
Yeah. Also, yeah. If the industry's not doing great, you can't expect brands to just be spending lots of money on travel and media and stuff like that. So you've said what you hope for the brand, but what do you hope for yourself with razors? Like, what would be like the dream for you when it comes to like do you want the pro skate? Do you want to be on the pro team?
Yeah,
Like, what's
I
the
had a feeling it was this question.
right?
I mean, I will be happy of it. Of course, I cannot say no. I will be happy, but how to say? I know many people, and I mean, the people who wants pro skates, not in razors. Like there is a line. Like let's say it like this. Like when you are like among big names. Like Corey, Alex Burston, Jack Andrew, also Jack Dodson. All those guys. They are skating like they're good, skating very good, and so I'm looking to myself, and I'm like, yes, maybe, but maybe give them a pro skate before, something like this. So I'm not in a rush for this thing. Maybe it will come one day, maybe not. Let's I'm 31 years old right now, so I still can skate. I had some bad injuries. It was one of the topics we were going to talk about, but
Yeah.
I just want to 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 be confident again, because I lost a lot of confidence it's 7 months ago. Yeah, 7 months ago, almost 1 year ago also. And so I'm like, okay, I want to go back at my level, produce some content and make some videos. I don't have much videos, like I mean, I post a lot on Instagram, but sometimes I look to, I like to watch some YouTube videos from some people, and if you check Illegal Smiles, for example, and
Yeah.
you have Jack Dodson part inside, and wow, like it's incredible. And also Andrew Broom, when you see all the content is producing, maybe not that much in Instagram, but like very big project on YouTube. So I really appreciate it also, and that's something I would like to do. It's hard for me to find the time sometimes to do that, but or the cameraman. I mean, Darley is filming very well, but we don't have this camera with us, so it's like, should we film this with the iPhone? I,
It's just, yeah, it's just easier. It's more convenient. Yeah.
but the iPhone, actually, we have a good iPhone. It's a Pro, it's 15 Pro Plus, and I mean, you put it like this cinematic, or you can do good things with the iPhone.
Yeah.
With a good eye, it's good it could work. But yeah, I tried once to start a video in Barcelona. I finished injured with my elbow. I
That's,
finished.
I was going to ask you about that, but I love how you said that since coming back from breaking your elbow, that you've not felt as confident. So when you're not confident, you hurricane topsail handrails, really steep ones.
Yes, I could.
I,
Yes.
I know you could. I've seen you do it since you came back. Like I've seen you do it in that rail. I think it might even have been Hurricane Top Acid and the one in Barcelona. And then there was the Fees event with the really steep. Didn't you Hurricane Topsail that as well?
Yeah, I lost a bit the control on this event,
I mean, it's
because
still
this event
crazy.
is a very good example, because it was the first time I was going at this level of I don't care. you know,
Right. Oh,
after my
adrenaline. The
yeah,
adrenaline kicks
adrenaline,
in. Yeah.
and thanks to my good friend Julian Cudo for this because he gave me a very hard time on this event, and fortunately there were no injuries after, on this one. But yeah, I mean for me, Hurricane Topsoul or Top Acid, it will be definitely easier than I don't know, Alup Macchio, you know, or like I
Right.
mean, on
It's
rail.
something. It's something
I'm
you
not
feel
telling you like on a
comfortable
small
on.
spot. On the small
Yeah.
spot, I would prefer to do a loop macchio, but on the rail contest, for example, on at Montpellier, yeah, Hurricane Topsoul, I feel it more safe. I feel it safer than a loop. What a loop or like a true fish, you know, like true
Okay.
fish. I would
Yeah.
not be able to do it on this rail, but Hurricane Topsoul, I mean, it's a 360. You jump high, it's a 360. Then you have the topsoul. You know, it's a topsoul. Let's say. I mean, it's
Okay.
how
Sure.
I mean. No, this. I mean, this is the tricks I do a lot, and sometimes I even do it too much. You know, but it's a tricks I'm confident with. I mean, it's
Right.
easier.
So how
But
did you? Well, we're partners in crime because I've also broken my elbow before, and now
okay.
that's the full extent.
No, really.
That's as straight as it will ever go. It's like 60 degrees. So how did you? I mean, I'm assuming yours fully healed because it didn't.
Yes.
I don't think mine was very complicated. But how did you break your elbow?
It was a very stupid thing. I was just after work session in next to my work. I have a good skate park, La Marina. It's a good one, known one. And I was doing just putting my skates, skating a bit. I was like in a good vibe, doing some good tricks on a ramp extension, and I went like a bit too fast at one try, and I did an alley porn, and I felt like over the extension. I mean, it's an extension of the ramp,
Yeah.
and then I went behind. It was a bit high, and I was going fast, and I put my elbow behind like this, and then the floor is slick also. So I mean, like I slept and I put the weight there, and I was wow, I felt something so weird, and I had this on this same. It's this one. I had this on this a long time ago, but I could put it on his location by myself, and I tried to do the same. I said like, oh, maybe it's only this, but I where here I could see my bone there, like it was a small part of the bone, but it was I was cut there, and I start to bleed, and I was like, oh, but I didn't know what was happening, so I was like, I was a bit like, oh, what happened? Like blood there. I see the bone. Is it broken, like a fracture or something? I didn't know what was going on, so I tried to move it a bit still, but I could not. And then I was like just again, and it was very like going down, and so people called the ambulance very quick. The guys came here. They gave me a shot of ketamine, I think, or something like
Yep.
this.
Yep. Yep.
Say like think something positive. I was looking at the sky and my office because I could literally see my office, the floor where I live on the tower, where I live, where I work on this tower, and I was like, okay, trying to think to something positive tomorrow. How do I say to my boss I won't be able to work? I don't know. It was a bit. It was hard for me at this time, and yeah, they did something. They put in his location the elbow, and but I lost mobility, not that much, but I did a lot of rehabilitation, but I mean it would be
Yeah.
hard to
Yeah.
see on the video, but I lost a bit of mobility, and also I see the edge. I mean there is one part of my bone. I think it's I was keeping saying to the guy, no, it's not in his location. It's not good, because I feel something different. So they
Mhm.
said, no, it's fine. I did a lot of scanner things, and they told me no, it's okay. Don't worry, you will be fine. So yeah, I did some rehabilitation. It was in March, so I finished like maybe October, like something like this. I skated a bit in November, and then early December I had a very bad fall on this clavicle,
Okay, yeah.
and it was stupid. But this is also maybe important to say. It was a good session with Bobby Spasov. He was here in Barcelona. We went to this first spot. I should have asked a picture of it. He was a big king. He was a three, like a very big king. And so for the first spot, like a breakfast, you know. So we did it. It was a bit of struggle. We did it, and then we moved somewhere else. But this king was located in the mountains of Barcelona, no? And going downhill with the small wheels, uh, some small branch, gets stuck into my wheels,
Okay.
and I went like front, and but I was kind of fast, you know, and I almost saved myself, but then my big bag with my big bottle of water, everything, like came there, and yeah, put me into the floor, and I was like, I didn't accept the fall, you know, so I didn't went good. I was like doing like this, and same thing. I was like, oh, I feel something weird, like okay, but I cannot move. Impossible to move my shoulder. Like I tried to put it by myself, but impossible. So again, we called the ambulance, and they came here. They didn't give me any ketamine this time, fortunately. but no, I went there, and they told me it's something you need, you can operate or not. And but my shoulder was down, you know, it's a grade 3, like I don't know how I forgot how to say it in English, but yeah, it's
So it was you fractured your shoulder, or
yes,
was
it's
it or was it like
really
a
fractured.
break?
It's acromioclavicular. It's like it's
Okay.
AC, it's AC grade 3, something like this. So I was
Right.
okay, and I tried to convince them to operate me. So I have my nice scar now, and my shoulder, it's almost at his place, but it's not. I can feel it, you know, now when I touch my shoulder. So it was just to say it's too for me too big
Yeah,
injuries.
that is a really unlucky year to have both those
This
things.
was unlucky. The first one was kind of unlucky, but I was skating. You know, I was like that's part of. But this one, I was not even street skating. I was just like going down, you know, and I had like kind of bad luck. I don't. I mean, it's. I was very frustrated at this time, and I had the worst thought. Like, hey, I don't care. I don't want to skate anymore. You know, like I mean, we all always say that, but.
And it was all Bobby Spazov's fault. It was all just for the record, it was all Bobby
No, no,
Spazov's
no,
fault.
no, because if this will have happened on the spot, maybe I would have think something like this, but it never crossed my mind because we were just going downhill. You know, it's. But I was very frustrated also because I wanted to skate with him. You know, we were going to have a very good session. The first spot we did was a triple king. Like it was a big spot, so I was like, well, expecting the best for the day, but not this. No.
Bobby's sitting at the side of the road, secretly angry, like I had a plan for today, and this French guy's just ruined it. I was gonna get a bunch of footage today.
Maybe I don't know, no, but I think if it will happen to, I mean, to a guy who has skates, I will feel bad for him, you know, like
Yeah,
because it's a big injury. I mean, it was a very stupid. I mean, yeah, I don't know, stupid fall, but big injuries. So,
yeah.
but two injuries that left like some how you say, like sequels. I still have like I lost mobility, you know, on
Yeah,
the two, so I can still feel the effect of this fall. Like I have all the time
I know. Yeah,
reminder like
yeah. Know what
this
you mean.
happened.
Yeah,
So this is strong sometimes, you know. There is now it start to fade a bit, but at the beginning, after the shower, I was looking at my body, and I was seeing this, and I was like, like I had this thing. But I know many guys from rollerblading, they have this. I received so many nice messages, and thanks to everybody for this. But yeah, when I was at the hospital for this or that, they were sending me their pictures, like, I did this one. It was crazy. I was like, wow, I have so many guys in my contacts, on Instagram, they have the same injuries. So yeah, it's good because you try. Yeah, I mean, you can proportionate a bit. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
not that,
Yeah,
not the end of the
every skate
world, but
injury you get, you'll know someone who's probably had it before you. Yeah, it's wild.
yeah, it was. So now I start to be better, but still I need to warm up a lot. I need to make a lot of. I need to warm up. I need to warm up because if I don't, I know my body is. I just start to think that my body is not invincible. Like it's. And I will say when I was younger, I could have very big falls, and I had a lot, and nothing happened to me, or very small thing.
Hmm.
But yeah, those ones were like, it was a long recovery, and still I feel the effect of it. So um, I need to be careful, and so that's my person. What I hope for me for my future as a role player is to regain this confidence. I'm almost there, but still not. And yeah, keep skating at a good level. Have fun, of course, and let's see if how many years. Like, I think I'm 31. I have time still, but
Well, yeah, totally. Yeah, 31's not that old. You're also like doing, so am I right in thinking you did your first event at the start of the year? You did like a competition in Barcelona at a skate park just after Winter Clash, is that right?
yeah, we did this, and that's a very good topic also, because we're gonna make another one. And I am already thinking. I mean, it's already thought, but we're gonna communicate with it very soon. And because we want for this event, this Cash for Tricks, we do in Barcelona right after the Winter Clash event. We want this time to have more money for the riders, more organization, and more riders also. So we're gonna start all the communication process with the sponsor. I mean, we're gonna ask some sponsors also to see if they want to support the event, because we started from zero. This year it was me, Darley, and Razors supporting this event. And so yeah, let's try to make something more organized and announce it as soon as possible. It will be definitely the next weekend after the Winter Clash, but we want to have like riders here, and usually that's what they do. They go to the Winter Clash and then they go to Barcelona, because nice weather. I mean, they quit the weather from Netherlands, because it's kind of it's very cold at this time,
Wet and cold. Yeah.
wet and cold, definitely. And they go to the south for like extend the holidays or whatever. So we're gonna do something. It will be the same skate park, I guess. Pretty sure it will be money. It will be cash for tricks. I really like this format, and I think the first edition was kind of a success, because people had fun. Like, they were like, it was free to participate. There is no fee to participate, and you can end the event with 20 euros. Like, it's just like, yeah, thank you. Like, and you don't have to be the best guy to make it's not a best trick contest, it's a cash for tricks. That means you have different profiles. And I mean, I remember Nick Lomax was there, and he was doing like a 540, like it was a big 540 over like a curb. I didn't give him I didn't gave him any money for this, because I know him, and I know it's his skate park also. So if I start to give like money for this, he will take all the money.
Yeah.
So
That's why I thought Nick was there, just trying to hustle some easy money,
yeah,
just
he was there, but
stalling trees and
I
spinning to
remember he
ground.
went back home with 120 or 30 euros. Like, we had at this time 500 euros. We just give to everybody, like, the money. And yeah, he was one of the guys who had the most money. But there were this guy also, Michael, from Poland, the
Oh
young
yeah,
kid.
yeah, yeah.
and he was skating there. He was doing good tricks also, so he had a lot of money. And I mean, like it's a girl came there also, made the tricks like a soul on a rail, you know, like it was like wow, very good one. There were like a very young kid also. I don't remember his name. He did like his first trick somewhere, you know, like so it's always nice to it's good. I mean, I really like this format because you can give money to many people and it's motivating for them. So you may not be the best skater, but you're gonna do your tricks. You know, imagine all the session you try to do alley oop soul on one curb, like, and you never learn these tricks. And at the end of the session, after like insisting that much, you made it. You make it. Okay, let's take a bill. You know, like it's nice, nice also. So we're gonna do this, and maybe at the let's see, but yeah, have like a prize also for the best tricks of the session, and like some other prizes. Okay, but in February,
Okay.
Barcelona.
You've got loads of things coming up. Right. So next month, you're going to Miami for the Frankie Morales Invitational. You're going to Thailand at the end of the year. Then you've got your own competition at the start of next year. Are you just going to America for the Frankie Morales comp, or are you sticking around like afterwards?
I would like to stay more. I will be very fast. I will go 5 days only there. 5 days because I don't have much vacations.
Okay.
I mean, I take two days to go there with the weekend with 1 day. So it's I still have to figure it out how I will do like for like half a day because I didn't have the day off. But let's see if I take my computer with me or if I just say to my boss like, "Hey, please be nice." I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. It's gonna be hard, but I will find out something.
Right.
And
Okay.
you forgot something. I mean, I forgot to tell you something. Yeah, but I will go to Milan also in 2 weeks. There is
Oh,
this.
I do know about this. That with the it's
Yes,
Jason Adriani's
yeah, he's
doing
doing
an event where pros are doing like workshops.
exactly. I will
Yeah.
be there also with Darly. We're gonna have our own workshop also, I guess. And but yeah, it seems to be nice. Many people is already confirmed there they will be there. And it was very easy from Barcelona to go to Miami. You know, the flights you can have them like two people. We book it for like 85 euros. So
Wait, what did you just say? Did you just say flying from Barcelona to my? Did you mean Rome?
no, no, flying from Barcelona to Miami.
Yeah.
Sorry, to Milan. Sorry, to Milan.
Milan. Yeah. I was
Sorry,
like,
sorry.
that's
No,
not
yeah, yeah.
right. That
Yeah,
cannot
Miami. No,
possibly.
I
Because if
wish.
it is, I'm coming to Barcelona. I'm,
I
I'm
wish it
flying
was.
to Barcelona, then I'm flying to Miami.
No, 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 I wish it was
Right. Okay.
that cheap to go to Miami from Barcelona, but no, it's more expensive. But yeah, my to Milan, it's 80 euros for two people round trip. So it's like okay, let's go for the weekend. You know, like we're gonna see nice people, we're gonna have fun, and yeah, I don't know Milan, so let's go.
I mean, yeah, Italy, Italian food. No, no more to say. Plus, Jason is absolutely lovely. I've met Jason a bunch of times. He's a really nice guy. Um, I've also so your El Mapache section, which was massive, and filmed in South America. How did that come about? Because was that am I right in thinking that was filmed by the same guy that filmed Julian Cousteau's section?
Yes, I think I mean Julian Kudo's section is filmed by many people, right? I think it's a section also in Colombia, in Brazil. I'm not sure
Okay,
100%, but
but so you guys weren't there at the same time and skating together because you're skating some of the same spots
yeah,
that's
yeah,
in his
definitely we
section.
did the session together on this.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
we went there in Peru together. I mean, I was already there, and he came in Peru. It was just before I leave Peru to go back to Europe. But yeah, we did one I would say big event in Peru. It was called the Q Dome, you know, like a mix of our names.
Yeah.
And so we did this event. Was nice. Also, it was kind of cash for tricks. We gave some money there to people. It's and all the organization was a good event in the great skate park. And this guy who filmed Julian and myself in Peru. It's Hector. It's a local from Peru, from Lima. He's a very good skater. Also, he's like I think I don't want to say his age. I don't know, but he's not skating a lot anymore. But he used to be one of the best there in Lima, and he's working as a cameraman for himself. So he had a great cam, and we were hanging out a lot together. So he just started to film me, and I mean my Mapache party was maybe 6 months filming, and with a lot of stops. It was not that many sessions, but it was like 2 sessions on this month, three on this one. So it was a bit long. And at the end, when I filmed my last tricks, he was already. I mean, Kudo was here, so we said like, but you come, let's film together. Also, it was, yeah. And then the spots went a bit there, like
Yeah. Yeah. The
kink.
one the one he does like the backside on the huge kink and then you skate it as a line spot. I'm just like, no.
This kink seems. I mean, after he did this full kink, he went back there because he didn't do on the first. I mean, when I was with him, he didn't do it. He did like he did only three. I mean, only three. You know,
Yeah.
it was so amazing to see it. Yeah, I mean, it was scary. It was very high. You fall there.
Yeah.
It's
Some of the falls he had to fall from like near the top. It was terrifying.
And I saw he had a fall at one point. He fell from the second kink on the side, and he had like some pain on the heel. So he said like, no, I cannot skate anymore. So yeah, I will come back. But yeah, he motivated me to make the line because my first tricks was only to take the last kink, But I thought it was so ridiculous after his like triple king there. So I was like, no, I need to be more creative to do something like from higher. So maybe I can make the line, and the line, I mean, yeah, then he did these tricks like the full kink. When I saw it after, like, he went back there, he did it, I was like, wow, okay, that's really next level. That's hard, trust me, that's hard. It's a big one, the big kink.
Yeah, it's like really
It's like kind
fat.
of
Yeah.
steep, and I mean, it's dangerous one. And but yeah, I did my line. I also liked my line, but it was one of the I put it at the last tricks because it was the most exhausting tricks I filmed for this video. It was maybe 30 degrees there, but 30 degrees in Lima, it's always different. It's not like 30 degrees here in Europe.
Because
It,
it's like really like humid or like
yes, it's so weird, this thing. Like you said, like 30 degrees, it's okay. No, it was 30 degrees with the sun, like it's
yeah.
burning. And did you see how many stairs you have? So every time I was sometimes in the line, the bad thing is, I mean, we all know this is if you miss the last tricks, you need to do it
Yeah.
all
You're
again.
like, God, I need to go
Yeah.
back up there again. Ugh.
Hmm? Yeah, exactly. I went there like I don't know how many times it took me. I don't know. I should check that. Maybe we have more than 1 hour for sure. It took me a long time. I was sweating. And I wanted to have it perfectly. I did like many that were like kind of okay, but the landing was not good or some. I don't know. So I said like that would be the last race I wanted like good, and but yeah, it was hard. It was hard.
Right. Okay. Right. I've asked the I've asked the people for a couple of questions, so we'll get you to answer theirs, and then as soon as we've answered theirs, I'll let you go. I think I've taken up enough of your time.
Yeah,
Right.
I just checked the hour. Hour.
What have we got? Oh,
Uh,
right. Here we go. Where is it? There we go. Ah, right. Oh, okay. First one. God. Right. The first person asked, "What's your favorite thing about Andy Wagner?"
he really likes rollerblading.
Okay, that was
I mean, he likes rollerblading, and he likes to be in this how is it in industry. I mean, with the people, like he likes to share like things with the riders, definitely.
right. Nathan Bentley said he didn't ask a question. He said your El Mapache section is incredible, hammer technical. There you go. Uh, oh, you've already answered this one. Zach Helsing. Zach, who you met, Zach, Elwin's friend, he asked, "What's your favorite skate between the Cult, the SL, and the Shift?"
Yeah, maybe he asked me already, so he might know. Uh, yeah, it's as I told you, for me, it's very hard.
But you already said, yeah, you said you like the Shift for moving around and you like the SL for skating, right? Oh, right. He's got one more question. How did moving and living in different countries shape your skating?
Sorry.
How did living in different like countries and cities like did it change the way you skate in any way or like have any like effect on that?
I think it's I mean, when you change country, of course, but also with the people who you skate. You know, when you skate with different people, your skating change a lot also. I remember, for example, at one time I was skating a lot in Medellin with El Pollo, they call him, and it's David. He's called David, and I mean, it's a crew, you know, and they were skating like a more creative tricks. And also the spots there in Medellin, you have a lot of like rail, of course, but sometimes you have to be creative, you know, to find a way to skate the spot and to not like, oh, I expect like one down rail or one ledge, like very. Sometimes you see a spot. I mean, you don't really see the spot, you know, until like you start to put the skates and you say, oh yeah, but now I have the line. So I was more creative in Medellin, and yeah, then all this South America developed a lot my creativity, and I was more able to skate different kind of spots, not only like the rails as I used to skate at the beginning. I was rail, and but I was like, I can skate like a lot of different spots. And sometimes you get to skate with like very curved people, like they like the boxes, you know, like
Mhm.
ledges, flat ledges. I'm not that a good skater for the flat ledges, but then I practice with them, and then I'm like, wow, I really like it, and I can do things there I didn't know. But you know, it's more than countries is skating with different people for a while. You adapt your skating with them, and yeah, it changed my skating. I mean, traveling, yes, it changed my skating definitely.
Okay. Right. Last question, and I'll let you go. Who are like the three biggest influences on your skating? Like who are the ones that either growing up or now that you're like, yeah, they're my all-time favorites. Everyone's got their all-time favorites.
Hmm. Yeah, it's hard for me. This question is hard. Of course, it's something like we always talk about this, you know, with friends, and we're like, "Yeah, my skater is like." I don't know. I know for when I started to skate, and that's also why I wanted to. I was so happy to be part of Razors and all of it. It was Brian Aragon. I was like, wow, Brian Aragon, like, oh, I like his skating. He's so powerful when he skates. He has style, and so I was like, okay, that's my thing. But then at one point, I didn't like. Some people started to make joke and say like, ah, yeah, you try to like to. I was like, no, it's not my favorite anymore, you know. But I have to admit, he was yeah, he's I think like one of the writers like that had my attention, and I was like one of the most, you know.
I
And
thought
then
I did think he was an influence on you, right? So that
yeah,
answers that.
yeah, sure. And then there are like maybe, yeah, five, six. It's very hard for me to, but I like let's say like Chris Afe, Soichiro
Okay.
Kanashima. I like also Neil Johnson. I don't know. I should have put maybe more there, but David Sizemore also a lot. Um, then it's a mix, you know, a bit of mix. There's always things I like from some people, and one very good video I like a lot also is from Joy Chase. It's very different with the other maybe, but there are like some things I really like in this in his videos. I think it's Wake Up, the name of the
Wake Up.
video.
Yep, I remember Joey Chase's Wake Up
Video was
section.
like with
Yeah.
the music, with everything, like wow. I mean, I always try to pick some things from different skaters, like things I like and things things I like. I pick things I like. But when I was kid, I was Brian Aragon. When I was younger, it was Brian Aragon.
Right. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Right. I've taken up more than enough time of yours this
And
evening.
Mathias Hilan also, if I have to say one French name, I
I
would say
love how you snuck that in there. I love how you snuck in Silhan at the end, right? Because
one
otherwise,
French name, of course, I have to say Mathias Hilan. He has like plenty of style, and it's funny because his tricks also, like, I mean, the tricks I have, like, he has the same, I mean, some of the same tricks sometimes. So yeah, I really like how he skates.
yeah, he is undoubtedly one of the best French street skaters of all time. Yeah.
And now I have so many names. I will, I was like, oh, I tried my best with some names. Were the first I had in mind, but yeah, there are many more names also, many good skaters.
That's all good. Right. I've taken up loads of your time. Thanks for taking the time to do this. Really hope you have a good time in Miami and Thailand. And yeah,
We're gonna
stop
try to
slacking
make
and
some
drop a
videos.
section already. We don't. You can do the Instagram stuff. You can put in the clips and the Razors promos for the SL Skies. We want another street part.
I need to make a street part in bar in I mean it would not be the name will not be El Mapache, or maybe I would play something with it, but the idea is like the second part of it, like in Barcelona, so like a 5 minutes video, well filmed in Barcelona. That's one of my biggest projects. It will take time. Hopefully it will be for next year. But I will start to film as soon as possible this section.
I'll hold you to that. So in a year's time, if there's not any progress in this video, I can start giving you shit online about
Yeah, definitely.
it.
And of course, yeah, from now, I mean, in 1 year, I will have like gather some clips, definitely.
Okay, well, we've got that recorded now on video, that so you have to stick to it.
Super.
Right.
Thank you very much, David, for the opportunity. It was nice to talk with you. It was we took time, but I hope people will not get that bored because it's a long video. But yeah, it was very fun to speak about those topics with you.
Awesome, man. Right. Speak soon.
See
Bye.
you. Bye.